Hey everybody, so we're getting set up here. I've got my lovely cinnamon roll cup, my old bullet journal from 2025, and then a new one that I'm gonna show you off screen. You can't see, but it's like right here in front of me. I have all of my Tombows set out. I have several mild liners set out, several ink pens for getting ready to set up 2026. I've got my little ruler here. I've also got tons and tons of washi tape and all different Sanrio characters because I absolutely love washi tape. Okay, and I love Sanrio. I love all of these. Cinnamon roll is my favorite, obviously. And then I also have some washi tape that I designed myself. And let's get started. So this is my old bullet journal. It is not completed. I don't think I have anything important back in there. You can see I used several different ways to do things. I started it in 2025, I do believe. And this is just a Rhodia journal. I believe I got it from Barnes & Noble. Anyway, I have tons of different things in here for how I tracked things and did things, but in March of this year, or was it March? Let's see. It may have been June. Yeah, in June of this year, I had some bad news and got depressed. So I switched to digital journaling and I've just been all over the place, okay? So, early in December, we've got to transfer a few things over from this. Early in December, I ordered a new bullet journal for this year. I really want to get back to analog journaling. I used to do everything on my iPad digitally. I have tons of videos on planning on my iPad, but I wanted more than that. So I ordered a Riley Autumn pre-decorated bullet journal for 2026, and we're gonna open that and set it up for this year. Now, I'm recording this on January the 3rd because it took nearly 1 month to get this journal in the mail from Canada to US, okay? So keep that in mind as you're ordering things. It's gonna take about a month to ship from Canada to the US. Okay, here we go. I'm so excited for this. It is one of the custom journals. We have her beautiful thank you card. And that's Riley Autumn. You can find her here on YouTube. I follow her. I absolutely love her content. She says she has been showing lately, oh, she gave me a white pen. Yay. She has been showcasing lately all of her customizations for orders. So that's pretty much what she's been showing. And let's take the journal. Yay! Look how cute. I'm gonna put the dust cover over here. Okay. We've got my name and a tulip in gold foil. We've got a golden D for Danny, a pink bow, and a pink little fuzzball. That's so cute. Okay, this is the exciting part. This is pretty much pre-decorated, and you guys know I love to color. So pretty much I get to color in my whole bullet journal this year. This is just a super quick flip through all the different pages. She hand drew all of these designs and had them printed out, and so it's super cool. I have, there are some blank pages in here for other collections if you want to do other collections. And then you get into January and you can use the blank space to write things and color all this stuff in. So that is what we're going to do today. Yay! So for the rest of this video, I'm just gonna kind of voice over and we'll go from there. So when I got into this video, I had like a limited amount of time that I could record and like design these pages the way I wanted them, do any hand lettering, any coloring, like putting my goals in there and things like that, and it did not work out anything like I thought I would. It came down to I did not have enough time to finish all of the setup. So getting into this video and watching me do the name page and stuff, and how long it took me to record just this simple section, and then I took a little bit of time and flipped through and tried to formulate ideas on like what I wanted to do for the next pages, what color scheme I wanted to do for the setup. This all took way more time than I even thought it took. Also, this is pretty much my first bullet journal setup that I've ever recorded, and so I've sped up certain sections to be really fast for you. I'm just so thankful that I got this Riley Autumn bullet journal, and I don't have to do all the decor and handwriting and drawing for this. While I love to do all those things, it took me a lot less time to film this than it would have if I would have just had a blank bullet journal like I've always done. Anyway, I'm getting into the future log here. I have decided to stay with like a pink and green theme throughout the setup. Now, every month, you're going to see through this later, every month is a different theme, so the colors will change through the month. But the main bulk of the bullet journal, the colors will be like a pink, a green, a purple, some gray for shadowing, drop shadowing and stuff, and then also black ink, because I really like how black stands out. And then I do think I threw a little bit of blue in here too. So just know that some of the filming is not in this video specifically, but I will go over my pages before I go into the January pages. Like I said earlier, it took over a month to get this bullet journal just from customs and tariffs and stuff from Canada to US where I live, and I'm already starting this a little late, and I really need it to be set up because I need to be planning everything in it. December was super busy for me, and January is turning out to be quite as busy as well. So I don't want to lollygag or dilly-dally on this. I need to be using the planner part as soon as possible. So I think there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on with coloring this journal just as I can get time, but I will keep you updated in the next video with my bullet journal. So I sped up the future log because you got to write your days of the week and then every flipping number for the month. It takes forever, but the future log is very important to me because that's where I keep up with birthdays. I do have kind of a big family, and I have nieces and nephews, and then my parents and my siblings and all that I need to keep up with, because honestly, I turned 40 this year and my memory is about shot. So while you'll see me filling out like the calendar sections of the future log, you're not really gonna see me put in these important dates right now. I will move on to something else after the future log. It takes forever when you are creating the future log, especially if you use calendars like I'm using here. I have to make sure that I write in all the dates correctly on the day of the week, and it can take a long time. I've sped these clips up for you, but at the same time, it's really useful for me to see like what the days of the week are in correspondent to the date throughout my bullet journal. As you'll see as I flip through later and show in later videos, like the next few videos, those dates are not necessarily tracked in the bullet journal. It is an undated bullet journal, so you can start anytime during the year. It just happened to be that mine came, like I ordered it so I would get it for 2026, the beginning of January. So I went ahead and filled this in, and then off camera, like behind the scenes, I did go ahead and write in my key dates. Now you won't see that right now, but you may see it in future videos where I reference the future log to get some planning done. It's still, even though this is like sped up to like 500%, okay? Just know that I am watching YouTube at the same time that I'm doing this, because I have ADHD, I guess, and I have to multitask. So I'm listening to stuff in the background that you cannot hear while I'm doing this. So I have to speed it up. Otherwise, this entire video clip is like an hour and 30 minutes of me doing the future log and then a few next clips after that. This is just the most time-consuming part of this entire setup, is the future log. So the next thing I decided to work on is the 2 year in pixels pages. One thing I really liked for my previous bullet journal was that I tracked the weather every month, but I am huge on, I don't know why, needing to know the weather, whether it's because I work full-time outside of the house, or I need to know like when flares are coming up, because some of my autoimmune flares are highly affected by barometric pressure, things like that. So one is for weather and one is for rating my day. So I have 7 little selections or pixels I can create for each one. And for the weather side, I decided to do like sunny, partly cloudy, stormy, rainy, windy, and snow. So what I did was I just drew a little icon in and wrote down what I wanted it to like symbolize. And then on Rate My Day, I give it 1 through 5 stars. And I do leave one space to mark that I was sick, whether that be with a virus or my autoimmune part. It just lets me kind of track when I feel really bad. And with my autoimmune disease, I usually only track flare stuff, so I know what's going on. With these being side by side, I'm really going to see how the weather affects whether I feel sick or not. So I just did some lettering and the highlights on this, kind of got the colors decided upon. And then next, which I think this is super duper cool, Riley Autumn included an About Me page. I have never done an About Me page in my bullet journal. I think I know myself well enough that I don't need to track that in my own journal. Like, okay, I know who I am. I know whose journal this is. Why should I write all this down? But instead of like About Me, really, she gives you a place to doodle yourself, which is the little face in the lower right hand corner. But like the list that I'm filling out right now, it has your name, likes, dislikes, things like that. And so it's more of a currently page, like what you're into at the beginning of the year. I took the iPod here. It said favorite show or playlist or something like that. Anyway, I took that white pen that she gave me and I whited that out because I've been really hooked on watching YouTube videos on my phone lately of history and archaeology videos. And so I'm just about watching them every night and fall asleep listening to them. So I decided to white out that part and put the YouTube icon on there and write in history and archaeology videos. Over here on this plate, she gives you a place to doodle your favorite food and like write what that is. And right now, it's blueberry oatmeal. It's my absolute favorite, so I just took some Tombow markers and drew in some blueberries and oatmeal looking stuff. It looks like a glob in the middle of the page, which I think is hilarious, but whatever. That's exactly what blueberry oatmeal looks like. And then I wrote blueberry oatmeal on the edge of the plate. I thought that was cute. She also gives you a place to write in your birthday, which mine is July 18th. I will be 40 this year, so I'm not sad about it. I've never been sad about any of my birthdays. Honestly, I think I'm more surprised I've made it this far. I don't know, turning 30 never affected me. Turning 40's not really affected me. I'm kind of excited about it. Be like, yay, 40, closer to retirement, whatever. So for doodling myself, I basically just took 3 shades of Tombow markers and kind of layered them to get the color of my hair. I did make sure I put my teal glasses on there. I have had these glasses from Zenni Optical forever. I love them. I still get compliments on them. I've had them for years, even though I need to get a new pair because these are getting lopsided and I have to wear glasses to be able to see at all. So they're constantly being used on my face. Sometimes I lay down in the bed to read and I have to have them on to read. And so my eyesight is just really bad. So it's time to replace that. Now I have decided to color in some of the decor she drew on the page. For these setup pages, it's a lot of ivy and flowers and just cutesy little things. Not really what the type of things that I would draw in my bullet journal, which is why I bought this bullet journal, because it just looks so aesthetic. And when I draw in my bullet journal, it's more like icons and things like that, and I just love pink and green together, so I picked a couple shades of pink and a couple shades of green. Next, I go to work on the bingo pages. She gave us 2 bingo pages in this custom undated bullet journal, and I decided with the floral pattern, let's make our free square a little rose or like a little peony. It doesn't matter. They both kind of look the same when you draw them out with Tombows. So I liked how I had one turned one way, one kind of laying flat the other way, and then I just mark free on that square, and I cannot at this time decide what I want to do with the bingo pages or how I want them. Now, that takes a lot of planning, by the way, because it's like 25 squares, so you got to figure out 25 things to fill out each one. That's like 50 squares for both boards. So I tried to figure that out off camera, if you get my drift. Now I flip back to the front. I decided to color a little bit. I love coloring right now. I am so hooked on coloring. I like to color my coloring books. I like to color on my iPad. And I have been filming those and putting those up for the past year. So I decided to take a little breaky break and color in some of the pages. I just think they're adorable. With this being my own bullet journal, a custom bullet journal, you can color it as much or as little as you want. So pretty much I decided that I would do some light shading on things, but color in the decor that she has drew on each page. Excuse me. And so I took some time, picked out colors, but I kind of stuck with a little bit of the same theme throughout the setup pages. I colored the same type of things. I didn't do big colorful backgrounds, even though this looks like a cork board background. I didn't color in the cork board looking part. I thought it looked better that way. Now look, I don't know why I went back and outlined that in black and then drew like white highlights on it. It looked just fine the way I had it. It just looked like it was bleeding a lot on the page and I wanted it to pop more. What I should have done was use one of my gray Tombows and just did a drop shadow. I don't know what I was thinking. But here, I've ruined my name page. So, thank you. I don't love it. It's not ruined, but I don't love it, okay? So, what I decided to do with the bingo pages, this takes a while to fill out. So, behind the scenes, I had previously done a level 10 life chart for 2026 in my old journal. And I wrote down 10 goals for those 10 categories. And then I went through and highlighted the ones that I wanted to make into like daily habits to track in each month for like a habit tracker. And then I took a different color highlighter and highlighted all the ones of goals I wanted to do for the year and all the ones that I thought were fun things that I wanted to do for the year. So I came up with everything that I needed to fill in these bingo sheets. And what I did was I kept my 2025 bullet journal open to the side, and I just saw what I highlighted for a certain color for one of these bingo boards, a goal board, which can contains things like study revelations or save $1,000 for an emergency fund. Create an Etsy plan for my Etsy business. Some of you know that I have been an open and active sticker and stationery business on Etsy for years now. But some of the fun things I wanted you to see was to take my teenage niece on a girl date day, like just her and I hang out, spend the night with my younger niece, game night with friends at least 4 times this year. 4 times is pretty good to me, only because I work on the days that they have game night. My husband can go a little more than I can, but also I deal with a lot of autoimmune stuff, so 4 times is good for me socially. I feel like I'm still interacting socially and still working on those friendships, but I'm not killing myself at the same time. I really have to pace what I do, when I do it, how I do it, all that stuff. So 4 times, that's pretty good for me. I want to read the New Testament again. I want to make a vision board. I want to do a YouTube series on my book that I published last year called The Sultana Disaster. Those are all fun things, right? So it's getting close to the end of the video, and I'm really sorry I couldn't show more of the coloring and like that kind of setup. I was just really running out of time here. I only had a set amount of time, and I just blew through it. It took a lot longer to think about the actual content on the page instead of decor. And sometimes it's easier just to decorate a page altogether. But I absolutely love this journal. And I hope you stick around, like, comment, and share for more content like this. And make sure you check out my next bullet journal video to see this all completed.